Hello guys, so this video is there to help you with your INFT1201 assignment about recommending computers for a customer. As we said before, the presentation of that assignment should consist between 4 to 5 slides. The first slide should be talking in general about what the customer story is and what is the hardware that we are going to recommend for him based on that story that he presented to us. Plus slide number 2, 3, 4 are the 3 models that we are going to recommend for the customer, and slide number 5 in case you have something extra to say. So again, please be careful not to follow my slides writing to the letter. I'm just putting this as an example, and again, I'm just letting you know this is less than 50% or 60% of the total perfect grade. So don't just follow exactly what's written here. This video is just for practicing what you have to say. So, thank you, Mr. Hassan, for coming in. I'm happy to help you with selecting a laptop for Mrs. Maya. So, based on the story that what Mrs. Maya do, she's working as a teacher, teaching grade 5, 6, 7. I'm assuming that most of the work that she's doing is on Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Excel, watching some YouTube videos, plus a few of those lightweight applications. So when we want to select a laptop, there is 3 major factors that we have to concern in our decision making: the processor, the RAM, and the hard drive. So let's come to the processor. The processor is the brain of the computer that do the calculation and thinking inside the computer. With the applications that Ms. Maya is using, Word, Teams, this stuff, they don't need that much power for processor. They just need basic processing power, and that's why we recommend for her Intel i5 or AMD Ryzen 5. These processors are more than capable of serving her even for the next few years, and she can do all the work that she needs to do with that processor. Of course, if she then higher generation than i5 or the higher technology than i5 is i7 or i9, but this kind of processor is more for the applications that require heavy calculation, such as graphic design, 3D animation, calculation, gaming. So for her, I think i5 is very good, but if not the big difference between the price, maybe she can choose i7. Now let's come to the RAM. RAM is technically the place where the application run. So the bigger the RAM that you have, it will allow you to run more application at the same time. Now with the way of work or the type of the work that Ms. Maya is doing, she's using those small applications. She doesn't need a lot of RAM. 8 GB of RAM is more than enough for her to do her job. However, if we can get her 16 GB of RAM and you can afford the extra cost of that, that would be much better for you, especially if you are planning to keep that laptop for the next 3 to 5 years. So 16 GB of RAM will work much better for her. The last part is the hard drive. Hard drive is where you store all your data, where you store your files, the music, the movies, and all this stuff. So based on that, the bigger hard drive you have, the more movies and files that you can store on your computer. However, you have to keep in mind that Word, Excel, PowerPoint, they don't consume that much storage. So she can have thousands and thousands of those files and it's still fine. What consumes a lot of storage is the videos. So if she's doing a lot of videos and storing a lot of videos on the computer, in that case, I recommend for her to get 1 terabyte or a little bit bigger or something. But 512 gigabyte is more than enough for her work and her stuff. In the next few slides, I will show you the 3 options that I selected for you, and based on that, we can discuss more these questions. So this is one of the 3 options that I'm recommending to you. It's from Microsoft Surface Pro 8. It's one of the laptops that Microsoft launched, and it has a very nice feature. It's a detachable 2-in-1 laptop, meaning the computer can, as you can see here, the computer can be attached to the keyboard, and then the computer here can work as a laptop. And whenever she doesn't want to use it as a laptop, she can simply disconnect it from the keyboard and it's technically become a tablet. It also has the stylus that bend that will allow her to write on the screen, grade, student notes, or even in the classroom if she connected to the projector and she wants to write something like math or calculation, she can do that on the screen of the laptop, and that's one of the amazing features. This laptop comes in i5 processor, as we said. It's perfect for her. 8 GB of RAM, 256 hard drive. The price for that is 4,500 riyal. Now, however, as we said before, if she gets 16 GB, might be a little bit better for her. So there is an option with 16 GB, and it will be 5,200 riyal, in case you want that one. The other model is coming later. Okay, so you guys now have to complete the 3 models in the same exact way, comparing them to what I said now, and prepare your conversation to be strong and powerful. Good. Now, some of you might not have computers, they might have TVs or printer or smartwatch or anything. In that case, it's the same principle. You have to think about your product and you have to think about what's differentiate between different models in the market in your product. So for example, when somebody buys a TV, he cares about the resolution of the photo and the quality of the photo and the sound. When somebody buying a smartwatch, he's caring about the features of the smartwatch. Does it have a health tracking feature, load, weight, running, space, walking, or some of the other generation that include blood pressure, heart rate, and other stuff. Some of them have the speakers to speak from making a phone call from the watch, some of them don't. So you have to understand this and you have to present that to me in your presentation. In this example, to help you, I'm going to show you how to discuss a TV issue. And again, even if your homework is not about a TV, you should listen to this part of the YouTube because it's explained about how you can talk to a customer. So I encourage you strongly to listen to this part of the presentation and don't just skip it. So hi, Mr. Fadi. Thank you very much for coming. You just want a TV for your family to watch some movies on it and some gaming, play gaming. So before we start going to the TV models that I'm going to present to you today, I'm just going to explain to you quickly how do we make a decision about a TV. So when we want to decide about TV, we have to look at the following three major options to be able to decide about the TV. The three options that we're looking at is, first of all, is the resolution of the photo. How much is your photo resolution? We have to look at the stuff like the photo resolution. When I'm talking about resolution, it means how many small pixel is your screen divided into. The pixel is the smallest single part of your picture. Of course, the more pixels you have, that means the higher quality of the photo you have and the more details you can see on your TV. Now, the normal HD TVs, they call it HD TVs, those have like 1080 pixels. Nowadays, we have 4K, which is 4 times the HD, and we have 8K, which is 8 times more pixels than the HD. Again, more pixels mean more stronger, nicer picture. Just to keep in mind nowadays that most of the videos that you watch on Netflix, for example, the majority of them are coming as HD. Now, there is a very good percentage of them are coming as a 4K. It's still the 8K is very low number. So honestly, in the next 3 to 5 years, the 8K of course will take over, but it's your decision to decide whether you want to have HD or 4K or 8K. What I recommended for you now in the next 3 slides, I recommended some HDs and some 4Ks. The 8K are extremely expensive. That's the difference between HD, 4K, and 8K. The other part that you care about when you are looking at the TV screen is the kind of application and the smart features and other features that you see on the TV. Some features have ability to handle application differently. Some of them using Android. Some of them have video chat application. There is some options in the market come with a webcam that can accept a webcam, so you can make, for example, a Google meeting from the TV. So all these features, we will discuss it later in the slides once we talk about these different models. So this is one of the key points that customers usually look at if they are deciding about a TV. The last part is something we call it the refresh rate or the screen refresh rate. So technically, the way that screens work in general or the way videos work in general is you're technically looking at multiple pictures. So one picture after one picture after one picture, that will create for you the elimination of you are watching a movie, but you are watching multiple photos. Now, the human eye usually, anything that moves more than 26 or 29, I can't remember the exact number, more than 20, let's say more than 30 pictures per second, the eye will think it's constant moving, it's not pictures. So that's why most of the TVs in the market these days work on a 60 hertz, meaning 60 photo per second. Now we have 120 hertz, we have 240 hertz. So what's the difference between this? Now, honestly, the difference, if you are watching the news, there is your difference. If you are watching a chess game or you are watching a normal TV show or, as we said in Arabic, musalsal, it's fine. You cannot see the difference. But if you are watching something that have a lot of animation, a lot of fast traffic, fast motion like action movies or very high car chasing, racing, this is where having 120 hertz will make the emotion look smoother. So you won't have that feeling of cutting pictures. And I can show you a demonstration later in a video that can show you the difference between these two. Of course, the gamer guys, the guys who play gaming, if they are heavy gamer guys, they prefer to go to 240 hertz, which is make them much, much better because, in the gaming, the screen moves too much fast. So that's why they prefer the 240 Hertz. Unfortunately, the TVs that I'm recommending, none of them is 240 Hertz. You have to buy a computer screen. And of course, it's a different price. So most of the TVs that I'm recommending now are 60 Hertz and 120 Hertz, plus the couple of features that we'll talk about later. Okay, so back to our presentation. So you guys got the idea. I hope you can listen to this video multiple times and prepare yourself very, very well for the presentation. The key to your success in this assignment is to practice. You have to practice. Put your mobile phone on the table, record yourself while you are practicing, watch yourself for a few minutes, look at the mistakes that you've done, try again. Even though I've been teaching and working so many times, while I'm recording this actual video, I had to repeat myself a few times, and still you guys notice there's some mistakes on that. There is no shame of this. This is how you become perfect. This is how you improve your skills. As I said to my student, personally, if one of my students did bad in the presentation or he wasn't very strong presentation, I will ask him to show me his practices. If he show me that he did record himself at least 5 times practicing the presentation and doing his best, I will help him with the grade to get a very good grade with this, because I never seen anybody who practiced 5 times and become bad in the presentation. So please take your time and practice this.